Corn planting was confirmed at a historic low, tied for the historic low of 1984, 5% planted on Monday's USDA numbers. Trade push prices back to within the technical resistance levels of the grain stocks report back from March. If you notice, July wheat close to that 740.5 level, D's corn close to that 573.75 level. November beans up within about a nickel of 12.45. All these levels, these March stocks report price levels that we were at before the USDA released the acreage and stocks report. On Tuesday's trade, we were able to get, whether it was the Globex session or the pit session, able to get within about a nickel of all those prices. So we're back to where we were essentially before the stocks report was released. Corn and beans were unable to add to the gains from Monday. Outside markets were more mixed. Energies and metals off about 1%. Also, cash markets and planning weather a little bit more uncertain, I think, and less supportive. Updated model maps and midday weather. Heaviest rains are continuing to show west of Indiana and Ohio and closer to the Mississippi River Valley, looking at 5 inches of rain potentially from Peoria to St. Louis. Those are kind of the major areas where the center point of this system and this cutoff low looks to be getting established. Wheat had a more interesting day than maybe the row crops. We saw a 31.75 cent range in the July wheat on Tuesday's trade. It started off weaker on bigger than expected deliveries, but then turned around with Kansas City futures leading the market up over 2% at times. And that is in the light of the wheat tour starting in Kansas. That wheat tour you would have thought was going to be bullish in terms of information coming out because the Kansas City wheat was leading the upside move. But actually, the earliest reports coming out of the tour looked pretty negative from a standpoint of better yields than last year. Now, this is hard for me to kind of get under my belt because we're talking about 27% good to excellent conditions in Kansas right now, compared with about 62% a year ago. So this is something that needs to be watched as we get into Wednesday's trade. This is Mike Zuzolo. Please remember, there is substantial risk of loss in trading futures and options, and the impact of cycles or current events on prices may be already reflected in futures. Go to globalanalytics.biz for more.